Wow, guys, a warm welcome to this Chairman mentorship call. Thanks for all the participation in the box. Guys, I hope that you have a notepad and a pen or something to take notes, because I promise you, I'm going to give you so much value. I'm going to give you so much value. So just please, if you haven't done so already, just go and rush and just grab that notepad, grab that pen or some sort of recording device. It's very important. Let's make that happen. If you're not already following me on Instagram, I want you to make a note of my handle, _AMEY Finance. Give that a little follow right now. And on YouTube, it's simply DESMOND AMEY. I believe I'm the only one. So it's all good. Guys, I want to just go straight into this training right now. Okay, I just want to go straight. But I want to start off by saying that I hope you're all safe and well. I hope you haven't been, too terribly affected by this whole global crisis. We're all in this together, and we're all going to come through this together. So guys, let's just put a free in the chat box for all the frontliners, all the healthcare assistants, everybody working on the front line. Can we just put a free in the chat box just to kind of acknowledge those guys? Because there are people that are going out to work every single day, putting their lives on the line. In the UK, we have the NHS. I know you guys in the States, you've got, your health service, but wherever you are in the world, let's just take a moment to appreciate all of the frontliners and everything that they're doing. Everyone from, just delivery drivers to nurses, all the people on the front line. I think that's so important that we acknowledge them. So, guys, I want to just introduce myself real quick, just so that we're not strangers. I think that's important. My name is DESMOND AMEY, and I'm from London, UK. It's 3 a.m. here in London, LONDON. Once again, anyone from London on the call, put a 4 in the chat box. I just want to know that I'm amongst, friends and family, but also welcome all of the new people that, may have not heard my voice. If you've never heard my voice before, I want to ask you, where have you been? How have you not heard my voice before? But you're in for a real treat. So I'm a Chairman 10 in this business, Chairman 25 loading, Chairman 25 loading. Guys, you guys are absolute animals. It's 3 a.m. in London, but you guys are representing. Wow, wow, wow. Guys, I'm fired up. If I wasn't fired up before, I'm extra fired up right now. Let's go. Let's go. London is just taking over this whole Zoom call right now. Insane. Absolutely insane. You guys are animals. Guys, I'm a Chairman 10, Chairman 25 loading. I'm a financial coach, NLP practitioner, finance broker, former assistant head teacher, or as you guys call it in the States, a vice principal, and I have a master's in educational leadership. But really and truly, I'm a driver of social mobility, okay? Impact over income. Anything that I do has to be about helping people to level up socially. Impact over income and people over profits always. But my journey hasn't been an easy one. So my background, as you can see, is in education. I spent over 12 years in secondary schools, or high schools, as you call it in the States. And, I absolutely loved my job. I had a long and illustrious career. I worked up to the position of vice principal, and it was great. I love working with young people. The only thing that I don't miss about teaching was living paycheck to paycheck, but also the marking. Anyone who's ever worked in education will know that the workload is immense and the marking is crazy. But living paycheck to paycheck was a bitter pill to swallow. And living paycheck to paycheck essentially means that, you're struggling financially, or you just have enough to get through. The acronym for job is just over broke. And that was my life, living paycheck to paycheck. In fact, I was living paycheck to credit card and then credit card to the end of the month. I ended up in debt over £30,000. Okay, not pounds in weight. I know you guys in America, you used to saying pounds in weight, but pounds sterling, over £30,000 in debt. And I realized that I was living the very definition of insanity, which is doing the same thing over and over again, but expecting a different outcome. And it was crazy. And the bitter pill to swallow when you're living paycheck to paycheck is that you're working really hard, but it never really feels like you're winning. And I got to this point where enough was enough. I mean, I'm not sure if anyone can relate to this at all, but I remember that during these times, like going to department stores, and I'm getting to the till, and as I give the attendee my card, I'm genuinely worried that my card may not go through. Has that ever happened to someone before, where you're sweating, you're genuinely like scared the card may decline, and you're going to hear those dreaded words? Unfortunately, sir, your card has declined. You're going to have to put some items back. Guys, put a 5 in the chat box if that's ever happened to you before. If you're scared, you're worried, and then you get those dreaded words. You have to put some items back. And there's people behind you, by the way. So now you're like, that's not. I'm not sure what's happened there. That's never happened to me before. Guys, it's crazy. Living paycheck to paycheck has become the new normal. It's become normal now. Guys, I remember my son coming home from school with letters to go on a school trip, on a school day trip, and I can't afford these trips. This was my life. And one day I realized that nothing was going to change unless I made that change, because nothing changes if nothing changes. I want you to write that one down. Nothing changes if nothing changes. So one day I read the book, the book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. It blew me away. After I read that book, I realized that I needed to find a way to create real income, to create real wealth. I wanted to become wealthy. And I was on this journey. I tried many different things. I had my ups, I had my downs. Eventually, I got into finance, and, I made some good money. But one thing I didn't have in the finance industry was time. I needed something that gave me time and money. So when this opportunity came along for IAM, I with both hands. Trader. How for me, my journey to chairman really it was all about going all in. But what made me go all in? How did I go from being a copy trader to being all in for chairman? Because there's a moment when you decide, or there are moments when you decide to go all in. So for me, there were 3 key moments. The first moment was hitting P600. P600 for me was an incredible rank. It's still my most favorite rank. Any P600s, any P600s on the call right now, can you just put a 600 in the chat box? If you're a P600 on the call, guys, this is my favorite rank. Me to regional events, and I wasn't interested until he did his own event. In fact, just last Saturday was the I think the 2-year anniversary of that event, and I went along to support. And when I went, there was a young man by the name of Shahbaz Ahmed, and he was talking on stage, and he was talking on the stage, and I wasn't really paying attention because I was quite arrogant. I didn't really think I was going to learn anything. And he said the words that completely changed my life. He said, "I'm a chairman 10. I make 10K a month. My mum is a chairman 10. I've got an account." He said, "I've got an account for my mum, and she's a chairman 10, and she's now retired." This young guy got my full attention. And the reason why is because I started thinking about my mum. I started thinking about me and the impact it would have on me. I started thinking about my friends, my family, and the impact such a rank would have on them. And that was the second paradigm shift. And my last paradigm shift was going to an international convention. Guys, my belief system went through the roof. Guys, if you've been to an international convention, I want you to put a 6 in the chat box. Because guys, through the roof, we've just had IAM London. Guys, if you were at IAM London, I want you to put a 6 in the chat box. And the incredible thing about IAM London? It was in a place called the Excel. And for me, when we were there for those 2 days, I felt that we had genuinely saved lives. Like, we saved lives over those 2 days. And that the strangest thing is now the Excel is now a makeshift hospital because of this coronavirus. So now the Excel is literally saving lives. Like, that's crazy. I find that absolutely mind-blowing. They were my 3 paradigm shifts. And you see, I want to give you the objectives of today's session. I want to be really clear about what we're going to get out of this session. You see, I want to make sure that you get value. So I'm going to teach you the mindset of a chairman. And then I'm going to give you the blueprint to hit chairman is to bring through the next wave. Somebody write next wave. This is the next wave of, because I can see some people on the call that say, I see Daniel about to hit chairman. You know, I see Kim's about to hit chairman. I see Brian is about to hit chairman. I see so many, you know, I'm going down the list now. I can see all these chairmen. I can see Rupen who's going to hit chairman. I can see Tamer's going to hit chairman. I can see April's going to hit chairman. Guys, there's so many people I've not even said who are about to hit chairman. Guys, this is the next wave. So how does that sound? I want you to put a 7 in the chat box if you like the idea of what I'm about to give you. So I'm about to give you the mindset, and I'm going to give you the blueprint. I don't want you to come off here thinking, I didn't really get nothing out of that call. I want to give you value. I want to give you so much value. I put so much time into this because I care. I really want you to get value. So let's just take a deep dive into this, okay? So there you go, guys. This is what look at the bottom of your screen. I'm going to give you the AMEY blueprint to chairman. Guys, I've taken my time to carve this out. Like, this blueprint is literally gold. It's literally gold. And this blueprint has come about through, I've studied chairman. I'm a scholar. Like, I've studied to quite a high level, and I'm quite used to studying. And I studied chairmen. When I wanted to become a chairman, I picked a bunch of chairmen and I studied them. Like David Attenborough would study animals in the wild. You know, last year I was privileged to go to Punta Cana with all of the chairmen in Jason Brown and Matt Rose's organization. And I spent a lot of time with chairmen, and I wanted to pick their brains. I wanted to know what made these average people do extraordinary things. And I came up with the AMEY blueprint to chairman. The AMEY blueprint to chairman. So, okay, let me see if I can turn off this chat so that everyone can focus. All right, let's go. I've turned it off. Turned it off now, guys, and no one can talk. Just for the time being, because I see some people trying to focus, and that's all good. That's all good. So, guys, I'm going to give you the AMEY blueprint to chairman, which is as easy as A, B, C. So let's go. Guys, I want to start off with a quick story. It's a 2-minute story. And as you know, my background is in teaching. And when I was a school teacher, the second school that I ever taught at was very, had a very big impact on me. Now, my reputation in teaching was quite strong. I was known as somebody who worked with year groups. So for people that are not from the UK, like, I worked in secondary schools, which is high schools. So from the age of 12, 13, right up until, 16, and even beyond if they stayed on to do, sixth form, college, that kind of thing. But from 12 to 16. And I worked with year groups. So as these students came in at 12 years old, I would be responsible for the whole year group. So it'd be like 300 students. And I would stay with that year group. So that year group that was in a particular year, so the 12-year-olds, I would stay with that year group, and I would keep with them until they got to 16, where they'll take an exam that we call GCSEs. I can't remember what the equivalent is in the States. It may be SATs, but I may have got that wrong. Whatever exam you lot do when you're like 16, 17, it's that to this school that you can see a desperate situation. I really wanted this job. And when I went for the job, they told me flat out that the school was at the bottom of the district league tables. Like, this school was struggling. They'd been at the bottom of the league tables for donkey's years, for years. And to make matters worse, to compound the situation, the year group that they wanted me, that I was going for in the interview, the year group that I was applying for, they were not in good shape. So they'd already started their journey. They were like, about 6 months into their journey, and their previous head of year had left, or he was leaving. So they needed a new guy. And they made it clear that the situation was dire. Like, their prior attainment, their results prior to them coming to high school was very bad, very, very low. And the outlook for them was bleak. So the results that they were predicted at GCSE level at 16 were not great. So they needed someone to come in and rescue the situation. So when I was in the interview, guys, I was talking big. You know how you, come on, guys, am I the only one who talks big in the interview? So I was talking big. I said I was going to do this, I was going to do that. Lo and behold, I got the job. And when I got the job, they presented to me the data for this class, and it was even worse than what they initially said. It was bad. The condition was not great. Like, their prior attainment was so low, it was beyond belief. They didn't have a chance in hell of competing with their peers. So I was in a desperate situation, guys. I was in a very, very desperate situation, because for me, I had my reputation on the line, because I'd come in, talk big. I said I was going to take them to where they needed to be. So I needed to deliver. And I didn't have anything. The situation was, I want to paint this picture of how it was, and it was very, very bad. So I did a lot of soul searching. I did a lot of praying. When I'm in a desperate situation, I've got a prayer that I say. It's very quick, and it's simply, Lord, help me. That's my prayer, short and sweet. And I dug around, and then I came across this, and it blew me away. I came across this lady. This lady you can see on your screen. Guys, don't worry. This is all going to make sense. This is all going to make sense. As Daniel always says, it's all going to make sense. This lady changed my whole career. So as I was searching, I came across her, and her name is 𝐂𝐤. I want you to make a note of her name, 𝐂𝐤. Her name is 𝐂𝐤. And you have to understand that the common belief is that intelligence is innate. So you're born with intelligence. Most people believe that intelligence is innate. So you're either born smart or you're not smart. Like, it's carved in stone. So failure meant that you're not smart. That was the common belief. And she challenged this belief system. She challenged it and said, I don't think this is true. Because she did loads of experiments, and then she found something that completely blew me away. Look at this statement that you can see on your screen. She said, no matter what your ability is, effort ignites that ability and turns it into accomplishment. 𝐂𝐤. A powerful, powerful statement. So for me, this was a lifeline, because what it meant was that even though my students may not have been academically smart, if they were able to put the effort in, then maybe we could salvage the situation. So there was a ray of sunshine. Now, this is what she went on to say. And this is the 𝐂𝐤 theory. And it's going to blow. Those of you that catch this, you're going to go clear. So she proposed that people have one of two mindsets, either a fixed mindset or a growth mindset. Either a fixed mindset or a growth mindset. So I want us to just delve into these two different types of mindset. You see, a growth mindset, somebody with a growth mindset is somebody who embraces challenges. So when there's a challenge, they're smiling. They're like, perfect. This is exactly what I need, because they understand challenges help them grow. Growth mindset, people, they accept criticism and negative feedback as constructive. So if your upline, if your mentor is giving you feedback, how do you take it? If you take it as constructive, you've got a growth mindset, okay? As opposed to someone with a fixed mindset who avoids challenges. They see it as too difficult, or they reject criticism and is hurt by negative feedback. Someone with a growth mindset, they equate reward with effort. So they know that if they put the effort in, they're going to be rewarded, as opposed to a fixed mindset where they expect reward without effort. Growth mindset, they persist in the face of setbacks. They persist. They don't just give up. So when they face a setback, they just keep going. Fixed mindset, they let setbacks derail them. Growth mindset never gives up. Fixed mindset gives up easily. Growth mindset learns from failure. They learn from failure. So when they fail, they're like, okay, what's the learning opportunity in this experience? Fixed mindset, they fail once, and that's it. Mission over. They fail completely. Growth mindset, talent can be developed. You see, this is what I want you to write down. Effort is better than skill. So talent can be developed. Whereas fixed mindset, I'm no good at this. Growth mindset, what more can I do? Fixed mindset, why should I bother? And you see on the right-hand side, the fixed mindset, that's where my students were. My students in this year group, they all had a fixed mindset. They all avoided challenges. They would say things like, I'm not good at maths, or math, as it's called in the States. I'm not good at this, and that's it. They would just completely give up. So I knew if I could just get them to the left-hand side to have a growth mindset, I could stand a chance of them hitting their target. And here's the good news about fixed and growth mindset. You can actually change your mindset. So if someone has a fixed mindset, they can, sometimes it's just making that conscious decision that I'm going to shift my mindset. I'm going to shift it. Just knowing that there's two mindsets is quite powerful, that there's two mindsets, and I can just adopt the growth mindset. So this gave me a fighting chance. So let's have a look at some real life stories behind some incredible people. Let's have a look at some real life stories. So let's have a look at Albert Einstein. You know, highly regarded as one of the most intelligent people that the world has ever seen. Okay, you would think that this guy was born and by the age of 2, he was already doing mathematical equations, right? His parents were super smart. Guys, he didn't learn to speak until he was 4 years old. He was kicked out of school. His head teacher said he would never amount to much. Guys, imagine Albert Einstein being told you will never amount to much. And he's gone on to become one of the most intelligent people that the world has ever seen. He could have taken that statement and been like, okay, cool, you know, I'm not going to amount to much. I'm not going to amount to much. But he didn't. He had a growth mindset. Who else? Michael Jordan. Guys, highly regarded, and most people would agree, as probably one of the greatest basketball players of all time. Guys, you would think that his parents maybe were basketball players. You would think that he was a natural talent. His family were not interested in sport at all. He was rejected from his school basketball team several occasions. He missed more than 9,000 shots in basketball matches. Guys, he could have given up. You know, most people would have given up at that point. But his parents said to him that he needed to develop discipline. So before school, he would spend 3 hours practicing and honing his skill. Went on to become one of the greatest basketball players, smashing all records. Let's have a look at this last person, Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs didn't do well at school, was fired from his own company. Imagine being fired from your own company. You set the company up and now they've fired you. Guys, he could have licked his wounds. He invented many things that nobody wanted. But he came back strong. Why? Because all of these guys have something in common, and it's the growth mindset. And this is what Carol Dweck was really concerned with. She wanted to know, how were these people able to do it? And it was because they adopted a growth mindset. You see, people with a growth mindset, they're lifelong learners. They're constantly looking for opportunities to learn new skills. They believe that you have to struggle in order to become good at things, that you have to struggle. So you have to equate struggle with good things. If you're not struggling at something, then good things can't occur. For every new level, there's a new devil. Struggle and new things have to become synonymous. They have to become synonymous. They're one of the same. You learn from failure. When you fail, what is the learning opportunity? Listen when people are trying to explain things to you as opposed to taking it as criticism. Okay? Fixed mindset. They think that it's important to look clever. Believe that if you struggle at something, you must be bad at it. Feel disappointed with failure and give up. Ignore people when they tell them how to do better. So here's my big question for you guys, and I want you to write this down. Here's my big question. Are you prepared to suffer for your goals? Are you prepared to suffer? Because everybody wants to go chairman, but they don't want the suffering. Are you prepared to suffer? Guys, if you're prepared to suffer, put an 8 in the chat box. If you have that mindset that you are going to suffer, but it's part of the journey. No chairman has gone chairman without suffering. Are you prepared to suffer? Because if you're going through pain right now, I want you to know that it's normal. It's absolutely normal. So guys, action. What one habit or behavior could you change this week to demonstrate a growth mindset. What are you going to start doing differently today? Because this is all about impact. What action are you going to do differently? My question to you is, what mindset do you have? A growth mindset or a fixed mindset? Because you can shift your mindset. From today forward, you can just say, I'm going to have a growth mindset. And Chairman is done. It's already done just by adopting that attitude. So what happened with this school? Well, it's quite simple. I did two things. The first thing I did was I taught the students explicitly about growth mindset. All of my students knew that there were two mindsets. So just by teaching them about the mindsets, guess what happened? They started to do the things that people with growth mindsets do. So they started to, if they were bad at maths, guess what their attitude was now? Okay, I'm going to do extra maths. I'm going to go online and do something that we call my maths. I'm going to work around the clock. I'm going to work on maths until I get maths. You see the difference? So I changed their mindset so that they could adopt a winning attitude. Does that make sense? But the second thing that I did was I scrapped grades. So people were used to getting grades. And I found that when my students were getting grades, they were demoralized because they would see grades like, E's and F's because they had low prior attainment. The grades were doing them no good. The grades weren't doing them any good because every time they saw their grade, they'd get disheartened. So what would happen was, now I'm starting again. So I scrapped grades. And the only grade they ever saw was an effort grade, like the ones you can see on your screen, just effort grades. Every time they got their reports for English, math, science, all the subjects, effort. And then they'd get rewarded for effort. And then guess what happened? They'd try even harder. And because they're trying even harder, guess what's happening to their grades? The only people that saw their grades were their school teacher. Their school teacher were the only ones to see their grades. They never saw their grades and their parents never saw their grades. Did I get stick? Hell yeah. Everybody was against this. My line managers, the parents, why can't we see their grades? You don't need to see their grades. Relax. Just trust me. I had to put so much faith in this system, it was beyond belief. Because guys, I could have fallen flat on my face. But what happened was, after 5 years of this mindset stuff, when they got to their last year, they smashed their GCSEs. Guys, that year group went on to smash all records from that district, which is called Tower Hamlets. They ended up being in the upper quartile of schools nationally. It made all of the papers. Guys, it was a momentous occasion. We had the press come to the school. We had people doing interviews. It was such a great occasion. And it wasn't anything to do with me. And it was all to do with the students because they adopted this mindset. Guys, it was so powerful. Do you know how powerful this stuff is? It's so powerful. Guys, there's a picture from results day. My name is Amey, Mr. Amey. They nicknamed me Mr. Amazing. And it wasn't even about me. And I don't even say this to impress you. I say it to just impress on you how important growth mindset is. It's so important, guys. So important. So when I came into IM, I was like, wow, I wonder if this still applies. And what I found was that chairmen have this. Chairmen have this. They have this growth mindset. So I was like, oh my God. So you're telling me I can, chairmen so there are 3 traits of a chairman. When I finished studying chairmen, I realized that there were 3 traits. Guys, I want you to catch this. I want you to write this down. There are 3 traits that chairmen all have in common. I'm going to just lock the chat. I'm going to open it again. Don't worry. I'm just going to close it for a second. So I want you to catch this. Trait number 1, chairmen have an unwavering belief system. Woo! Guys, do you know what it means to have an unwavering belief system? Like, what it means for a chairman, going chairman is not even up for debate. Like, chairman is already done and time just needs to catch up. I want you to write that down. Chairman is already, so your mindset needs to be like, chairman's done. Like, chairman's like, what are you talking about? Chairman's already done. It's already done over there and time just needs to catch up. So that's the first thing, an unwavering belief. And the second thing is a burning desire, like a deep-rooted burning desire. You know, chairmen, they want chairmen like we need air. You need to want it like you need air, like you need to breathe. That's how badly they want it. It's not like a, oh, well, you know, if I hit chairman, that would be nice. You know, I'd love to hit chairman. No, I need this. I need, it's a burning desire. And the last thing is the growth mindset, guys. It's the growth, like the way chairmen handle problems is different from ordinary people. That's the difference between a chairman and someone who doesn't go chairman. Somebody who doesn't go chairman, they can't handle challenges. They can't handle it. So chairmen have a level of resilience that's above, like that's their superpower. When you, like chairmen to me wear a cape, and that cape is just having a strong belief system, a burning desire, and a growth mindset. That's it. That's literally it. Guys, if you've caught these nuggets, I want you to put a 9 in the chat box. If you're catching these nuggets, if you're getting what I'm saying, like this is serious stuff. Like I've studied chairmen, and I'm just giving you the nuggets. I'm just giving you the nuggets. So here's where we're at, guys. This is one of my most favorite quotes of all time. Guys, remember, I'm about to unleash the blueprint. I've not even got to the blueprint yet, guys. I just want to set you up nice. Like once we sort out the mindset, then we can go into the blueprint. When I show you the blueprint, guys, it's a wrap. It's absolutely a wrap. So guys, this is one of my most favorite quotes of all time. Everybody has a plan until they're punched in the face. Everybody has a plan until they're punched in the face. So what are the punches to the face that you've, guys, I want you to know that chairmen get punched in the face on a daily basis. On a day, like some people, you see certain chairmen like Justin Owens, like Matt Rosa, like you see certain chairmen and you think it's been easy, or, you know, like they're the finished article and everything's been rosy. No, guys, we've been punched in the face, and we're continuously getting punched in the face. Everyone gets punched. Everyone has a plan. You know, Mike Tyson, people would have all these plans to fight Mike Tyson. They'll be like, you know, I'm going to go in the ring and I'm going to tire him out. Or I'm going to go in the ring and I'm just going to do some mad swinging. Tyson was like, everybody has a plan. And because Tyson would just give them one punch and they'll turn it. You know those cartoons where the birds start, you know, you get the Tweety birds. Just the Tweety birds just going round. That's what it was like when people go in the ring with Mike Tyson. So, guys, what are the punches to the face? Do you know how many times I'll have someone in my team and they'll go to an event and they'll like, chairman, oh, I am a chairman. Oh, I am. They're singing. And then they go home and they make one phone call to their you know, their friend from school. Hey, I want you to join you know, I want you to join me on this journey. The person says no, and then that's it. The chairman's over. They got one, not even a punch. They just got a little graze to the chin, and chairman's over. So now when I'm speaking to them, I'm like, hey, chairman. Oh, chairman, yeah. You know, I'm just gonna concentrate on trading. You know, I'm just gonna concentrate on trading and get my, that's what I'm. Oh, so you don't want, so chairman's over. Oh, you don't want to go chairman anymore. Guys, you get one no from your friend at school or your bro. Guys, do you know how many, I don't think any of my blood relatives are in IM. I've prospected them all. Guys, it's normal. You should look forward to hearing no. Someone says no and you're just giving up on all your, why? Why do people do that? Do you think chairmen have heard no? Do you know how many no's? When I went to my first convention and one of the top chairmen said they get told no on a daily basis, I just felt so good. Oh, wow. I thought it was just me. So just knowing that that's normal, is powerful, okay? You blow an account. Who's blown an account before? You blow an account, it's like, trading is a scam. It doesn't work. Trading is a scam. Or trade, you know, yeah, I don't think I'm going to be renewing my subscription. I blew my account. You blew your what? You blew your $20 account and now you're giving up on your hopes and dreams? Why? Do you know how many of the multi-millionaire traders have blown accounts? You know, I love hearing from people like John Dollery, who's from the UK, and he'll talk about how many accounts he's blown. Now he's a 7-figure trader. Why? Punches to the face, guys. A team member drops off. Oh, that's it. Guys, that one stings. I'm not going to lie to you. Imagine you've poured into a team member. Like, you've poured your heart and soul into a team member, and then your team member drops off. That stings. Who's had that happen to them, by the way? Put a 1 in the chat box. If you've had a team member drop off, if you've had a team, you've poured, you thought this guy was a beast. That's the ones that sting. You thought the guy was a you thought this prospect was your retirement plan. Like, you put I've got this superstar. And then the superstar disappears, and maybe you lost someone today. Look at all the ones in the chat. It's normal. We've got charity put differently. My D ranking. Guys, I don't know what's worse. D ranking from P600 to P150, or from Chairman to P5K. D ranking is a killer. But are you going to give up because you've D-ranked, or are you going to try and get that rank? Guys, when you hit a rank, you need to smash through a rank. Don't just hit a rank. Smash through a rank. You know, there's certain ranks I've smashed and I've not looked back. But there are certain ranks where I kind of chilled. I chilled a little bit, you know, and I've D-ranked. Guys, it's normal. But you can do things about that. You can get it back. Trading, team building is like trading. Sometimes you can have a little pullback. But when you look over the period of time, what you will notice, my mentor, Matt Rosa, taught me this. When you look over a period of time, you see that the trajectory is upwards. You're going up all the time, but you have little pullbacks. It's just a pullback. You've just experienced the pullback. That's it. But over the course of time, you're going up. It's like property prices. Guys, you've got no upline support. So you want to quit? Guys, there's no, you don't have to have an upline support. I didn't have an upline. My upline quit, left the business after 3 months. I didn't cry. I reached out to other chairmen. I got the nuggets where I could. I went online. I studied Matt and Jason online. Guys, you're an independent business owner. You can find ways. Don't let that derail you. You can't get people to join. It doesn't matter. You can't get your 2 and 3, so you want to quit? Why? Because you can't get your 2 and 3. Do you know how much value we're getting from paying the fees that we're paying? Guys, let me give you the tools of how to get through being punched in the face. It's easy. First, know that it's normal. I want you to write that down. It's normal. And then remember what you can see on the screen. Keep calm and carry on. It's what the Queen of England told the population of England during the wartime. She said, just keep calm and carry on. Just keep calm and carry on. Just somebody write that in the chat box. Keep calm and carry on. That's it. Simple and short. So guys, I want to wrap this up. Because I want to respect your time. And I want to wrap it up by sharing with you the Chairman Blueprint. Who's excited to see the Chairman Blueprint? I want you to block the chat box for the Chairman Blueprint, because I'm about to give you something that's gold. I wish I had this when I was on my come up. Because I just want to keep things simple. I want to kiss you. I want to keep it super simple. Just super simple. This blueprint is not revolutionary, by the way. I've not reinvented the wheel. I've just made it simple. That's it. Chairman Blueprint. I'm going to give it to you right now without any delay or hesitation. Wow. Okay, let's go. Okay, I'm going to... Guys, I appreciate all the love in the chat box. I'm just going to disable it just for a second. Okay, let's go. Guys, here we go. So I'm going to give you the cake. I'm going to give you the recipe and the ingredients to make a cake. So you want to make a cake, I'm going to give you the recipe and I'm going to give you the ingredients. It's up to you to make the cake. I can't make the cake for you, but I'm giving you the ingredients and I'm giving you the recipe, okay? So here it is, guys. There's the Chairman blueprint. We're going to take a deep dive. This is it right here. This is the Chairman blueprint. So this is not set in stone at all. Not by any stretch of it. You're going to get people come in and they're going to do some stuff at level 3, at level 1. It doesn't matter, but this is just a rough blueprint. So you can take a picture of this, but we're going to take a deep dive. We've got, what, 20 minutes left? We're just going to take a deep dive into this. We're just going to take a deep dive because I really want you to catch. I want you to catch this just right. I want you to catch this just right. So here we go. Let's. So I want you to use this like an audit. So as I go, so when you go chairman, going chairman, you know what I love about going chairman? That it wasn't anything like what's needed to go chairman isn't anything scary or anything that the average person can't do. You know, like there's certain jobs, like if you want to become a heart surgeon, like you just can't wake up and say, I want to be a heart surgeon. You know, yeah, let me just go on a heart surgeon run. No, it's complex. What I understood about chairman was that there was a list of skills and activities that I needed to master. And once I mastered it, I was chairman. I love that. And that's why chairman for me was, when I came out of that event with Shabazz, chairman was already done. It was done. In my mind, it was done. I remember turning around to Bryony Bender and saying, it's done. Chairman is done. So I want you to treat this like an audit. Grade yourself from 1 to 10. 10 is like, you know, you've more or less mastered it. And 1 is you need that way, you know, if you need to get more training. Now, if you've got a mentor, you can turn to them and say, hey, can you help me level up in this area? Because I don't have the time to train you on every little thing. I wish, you know, I had the whole day. I love doing training. I wish I had the whole day to train you on everything, but I don't. So we're just gonna touch on it. But then because you've done the audit, you can go away and say, hey, can you help me, Chairman? To me, there's so much stuff online that you can just teach yourself. So this is an audit. This is a skills audit. Where do you need to develop? Does that make sense? Where do you need to develop? So this is not the bill to hit platinum 150 and platinum 600. And remember, this is not set in stone. You're going to debate this. You're going to say, oh, but you know, that should be here and that. Okay, revise it. This is just rough, okay? And also, you never stop doing the things at the earlier rank, at the earlier levels. Like this level, I call staying in phase 1. This is where you never stop this stuff. So look at the first thing, personal development. Guys, I want you to write this down. Personal development needs to be non-negotiable. Does that make sense? It's not like, okay, I may do some personal development today and I may not. No, anyone who I mentor, this is mandatory. Like every day. It used to be a bit of a drag for me, if I'm being honest. Now I look forward to my personal development. I look forward to it. You have to look forward to it. Do you know why I look forward to it? Because I'm watching this stuff and it's developing me, and also it's helping me to level up in my finances. How exciting is it to do something that's helping you to level up financially and spiritually and mentally and everything? So personal development, you know, there's so much stuff that you can do, but I just want to give you something that I think is compulsory. I want you to watch. I want you to write this down. Please, if you've watched it, watch it again. I want you to watch The Strangest Secret by Earl Nightingale, The Law of Attraction. If you've not already watched it, I want you to watch it. And if you've watched it, I want you to watch it again. I can't stop watching this. And I also want you to watch The 4 Basics to Success by David Immoniti. Okay? That's very important. And also make it culture in your team that everybody watches that. Like, everybody has to watch this in our organization, and it should be the same for you because it's so powerful. So just, I want you to search it on YouTube. Just search The Strangest Secret by Earl Nightingale. It will just pop up straight away. You can search all of this on YouTube. Okay, both of these things are on YouTube. Okay, but guys, this is powerful. Please make sure that your whole organization does this. Let me just go back. So VIP list. This should be standard for you, and it should be standard for your team. Everyone should have a VIP list. You know, between 50 and 100 names. I want you to search the memory jogger, the GoPro memory jogger from Eric Worre. This is a document that helps you with your list. It helps you with your list. It's so powerful. And if you've not done the frog legs training, then I want you to go on YouTube and look for the frog legs training, how to write the biggest list you've ever seen. It's powerful training. Guys, VIP list is so important, but that should be the culture in your team. Prospecting. Guys, I wish I had another hour to talk to you about prospecting. This is one of my favorite subjects. But here's what I want you to write down. You should be prospecting 5 to 10 people every single day. Guys, you want to go chairman. You want to go chairman, right? You want to go chairman? If you want to go, thank you, Rupen's put a link in there for one of those videos. If you want to go chairman, prospecting 5 to 10 people has to be non-negotiable. You know, this is not the hokey cokey. You know, in the UK, there was a song that took off back in the day, I think it was in the 80s, and it was called the hokey cokey. It was where you put one foot in and you put one foot out and you did the hokey cokey and you shook it all about. Guys, this is not the hokey cokey. This is not the hokey cokey next wave call. This is not the platinum 150 next wave. I'm not bringing the next P150s. No. This is the next wave of chairmans. So we can't have one foot in, one foot. I'm going to prospect one person today, and then I'm going to prospect 2 tomorrow, and then I'm going to prospect, what? But you said you want to go chairman. You said you want to go chairman, but you're only prospecting 1 a day? Guys, how hard is it to go on LinkedIn and just send 5 messages? You know, how hard is it to, you know, talk to 5 people on your way to work? I mean, we're on lockdown now, but you can be creative. Guys, make it non-negotiable. Do you know what it means when something's non-negotiable? It means that if you negotiate, then you're negotiating on your hopes and your dreams. You're negotiating. Why are you negotiating on your vision? Why are you negotiating on your vision board? When I look at my vision board, I'm like, damn, I need to get back to work. There's been times I've almost crawled into bed and I've only prospected 3 today. And I'm like, nah, Des, it's okay. You've done 3 today. You're a chairman. Then I look at my vision board and I'm like, nah, I've got to prospect 2 more because it's non-negotiable. It's non-negotiable. Inviting. Guys, are you good at inviting? What would you score yourself from 1 to 10 for inviting? If it's not a 10, I want you to watch Matt Rosa, The Perfect Invite. Matt Rosa, The Perfect Invite. I want you to write that down. Guys, we're going to finish on time, so don't panic. I want you to write down Matt Rosa, The Perfect Invite. The Perfect Invite. Guys, if you've not already watched that, guys, remember, this is a list of skills and activities. We're used to inviting people to, like, you know, our birthday party and stuff. But do you know there's a science behind inviting people where you can get a higher rate of return? You're going to get a higher rate of return if you do it the right way. So learn from the pros. Do what they do, get what they get. Matt Rosa, The Perfect Invite is powerful. Edifying. Guys, this is something that I needed help with. Edifying. You know, this is not natural for me. I'm not used to edifying people. We're school teachers, we don't edify other teachers. We don't say, you know, hey, you know, this is Mr. Jones. You know, he's been in the industry 5 years. He's a servant leader. You know, no, it's just, here's Mr. Jones, guys. So I had to learn. Well, how did I learn? I went on YouTube. I searched the art of edification from Matt Rosa, and I studied it. I made notes. And then I went back to it and I practiced it, and it was horrible the first time, but then I did it again, you know, because I've got a growth mindset. So even though it was horrible, I just did it again and I did it again. And, you know, it's still not perfect. Even now when I edify people, I'll call my PA and be like, oh, how was that? Was it okay? Can I improve it? Because I'm constantly trying to get better, right? I've got a growth mindset. Follow-up. Guys, the fortune is in the follow-up. I want you to write that down. The fortune is in. Do you know how many people leave money on the table because they haven't followed up? I follow up with every single prospect. And leading on from that is the 3-way call. If you're not utilizing 3-way calls, then you need to start utilizing it. because that's how you can really, you know, close a prospect. You know, if I'm on the phone I call a prospect straight after a webinar, and I'll say to them, you know, what did you like best about the call? And then as we're talking, you know, if I can get whoever it is on the call who can demonstrate that they've made, you know, the amount of money that you're looking for in the space of time that you said, can we move this whole conversation forward? You know, you can really lock down a prospect on a freeway. There's so much power in a freeway call, because what you're building is trust and credibility on that freeway call. Okay, I learned the other day that Matt Rosa still does freeway calls with Christopher Terry, not because he needs Christopher Terry to close his prospect, but because there's power in the freeway call. Objection handling. How are you handling objections? Every time you face an objection that you can't handle, I want you to write it down. And then I want you to ask an upline or a sideline or whoever and say, hey, can you help me with, the person said that it's a scam. I don't know what to say when they say it's a scam. I don't know what to say when they say they don't have time. I don't know what to say when they say they don't have the money. You know, there's a response to everything, and you just need to learn it. If we had more time, I'd go through these with you. Closing. What would you rate yourself from 1 to 10 for closing? If it's not a 10, then you need to, you know, there's so much stuff on YouTube on how to close. You need to know the main products. Not that you need to know how to use all the main products, but you need to know what they are and what their advantages are, what their features are. And you need to know the compensation plan. You need to know that what is P150, what's P600, and so forth. So here you have staying in phase 1. You never stop doing this. This is just P150 to P600. Guys, if you master all of this stuff, you've hit platinum 600. You've hit platinum 600. It's done. So here's what I want to give you, something that's gold. I want you to write this down. You need to hold yourself to account, because you're not going to do this unless you either hold yourself to account or better still, why don't you get someone to hold you to account? So what you need to do is find somebody, either an upline or a sideline, and say, I need you to hold me to account. So I want you to use the Chairmen tracker by Brandon Boyd. Okay, by Brandon Boyd. Have a look at this, guys. It's going to blow you away. So if you don't already know, if you go to chairmentracker.com, then there's this. You can use this every single day to track all of your daily activity. Look at this, guys. If you're not using this, I highly recommend that you use this. Wow, thank you, Brandon Boyd. He's made our lives so much easier now. Read your goals. Contact 2 to 4 people. I said 5 to 10. One person should see the plan. You know, each day, promoting calls. Guys, if you do this every single day, imagine the productivity on your leg. Just imagine the productivity. If you're doing this every single day and you're being held to account, imagine the productivity. This is powerful, guys. Make sure that you use that. Okay, so now we're just going to whistle stop 12 through the end, because we're running out of time. So platinum 1000. So now you're trying to reach platinum 1000 and platinum 2000. You're still doing all of the things from before, but now you're launching new members. You should launch new members in the first 72 hours. That's so important. That's the most important part of the journey, is the launch. Taprooting, guys. Now you need to learn how to taproot. If you don't know how to taproot, you need to learn this skill. You need to promote the training and events. Other people's PBRs, webinars, and events. Maybe you can start by just telling your story at an event. Maybe you can start by supporting your upline on the webinars. You're easing your way into doing your own event, but you have to start off slowly and surely. For a cold prospect on social media, how do you do the perfect invite? So that would be slightly different. So if you're inviting somebody from the cold market to an event, then you're not going to use the perfect invite in that way, because that's mainly for people that you know. So that one, you're just going to invite them. You're just going to invite them, but you can still use the principles. The principles are still the same. The principles of, being in a hurry, the principles of taking it away, the principles of, confirming with them. All of these things still apply. You're just going to tweak it slightly. So now you're going for Platinum 5,000 and Chairman 10. PBR is a private business reception. A private business reception. Private business reception. So now you're going for Platinum 5,000 and Chairman 10. Now you're confidently doing PBRs, webinars, and events by yourself, because you've been on enough of them. You've tagged along on enough of them that you're independent. Now, this is the really important part, guys. Now you're training your team to do what you do, duplication. In this business, it's not what works, it's what's duplicatable. You know what I love about, some of the big builders in this business is they find a system and they duplicate it. You need to find how you can duplicate you so that there's other yous in your business. You can't do it all yourself. It's not what works, it's what's duplicatable. So you need to teach your team to do what you do. You need duplicatable systems. That's so important. And now you should have your own weekly schedule, or you're still feeding into your upline's weekly schedule. And then at Chairman 10 Plus, you're simply duplicating your business so it can run without you in many different cities. When you look at the organization that Matt and Jason have built, it's running in so many different cities. Guys, if that blueprint has helped in any way, shape, or form, I want you to put an 8 in the chat box. Guys, that's the blueprint, guys. There's nothing on there that's complicated. There's nothing at all. There's nothing on there that's complicated. There's nothing on there that's complicated. There's nothing on there that's complicated. Wow. And just going back to the person who put in the chat box about the cold market, you have to build up that relationship first. So if you're trying to invite someone from the cold market, build up the relationship. You need to build confidence and trust, and then you can invite them to your event. It's all about building that relationship. Build that relationship. Wow. Guys, I hope that you've got value, because I've just given you the recipe and I've given you the ingredients to make a cake. Now it's time to go make a cake. Now it's time to make your cake. Wow. Guys, thank you so much. I really appreciate your time, especially those of you in London that have stayed up for this call or woke up for this call. Guys, I want you to follow me on Instagram. Just Amey, Des_Amey Finance. Follow me on Instagram, on YouTube. Simply type Des Amey in the search box and, hit the bell, all those things there. Guys, I hope that you got value. I don't know how to bake a cake. I hope that you got value, because you got the mindset and now you've got the blueprint, and you can adapt that blueprint as much as you like, but guys, there's nothing complicated on it. If you do all of those things, Chairman's done. Guys, if you're ready, because this is what it's all about, guys. Have a look. This is what it's all about. This is what, when you get Chairman, when you go Chairman, this is what you get. You get a plaque. This is what it's all about. It's all about, it's just glass. But when you get your hands on this, I want you to visualize this, guys. I want you to visualize yourself going Chairman and holding one of these. Because when you get this, it's such a powerful feeling, because all that blood, sweat, tears, all of the rejection, all of the temporary, loss of self-esteem, all of the ridicule, all of the people laughing at you, all of the people that thought you were crazy and you've been abducted and you're part of a cult, all of that stuff, now you're a six-figure earner. Now you're a six-figure earner, and this is what you get, and it just represents all of that stuff. So guys, guys, if you are part of the next wave of Chairman, I want you to put a 9 in the chat box as we close out this presentation, guys. You have to know that it's already done. You have to have that unwavering belief system. You have to have that burning desire, and you need to have that growth mindset, guys. You're going to get punched in the face, but guess what? We all got punched in the face. You can't give up. You just got to keep on going, and let's go, guys. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go, guys. It's done. It's already done. Chairman is already done, and time just needs to catch up. So that being said, it's 4:01. My time is up. My name has been DESMOND AMEY from the top of Canary Wharf in London, and we will see you at the top, because the bottom is far too crowded. Guys, I want you to take care. I want you to stay blessed, and I want you to protect your national healthcare service. That's so important, guys. Protect your national healthcare service, guys. Protect the frontliners. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Guys, let's go. Let's do it. Let's make it happen. Let's do it, guys. Guys, nothing but love and respect. I appreciate you all. Let's go, guys. It's done, it's done, it's done, it's done, it's done.